What's up, everybody? Steve Butts here with IGN. I'm also joined by my close personal friend, Jose Otero.
Fist bump. There we go.
We just played Evolve.
We did.
Yeah.
It was really awesome.
Yeah, so we just got hands-on with a new version of the game. Showed us 4 new hunters.
That's right.
No new monster yet,
No.
but I'm really intrigued by the 4 new people that we got to play. These are not just reskins.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was talking to Ryan McCaffrey, our previews dude, and he's like, you know, I almost expected, you know, just reskins, and they actually have individual abilities, like things that separate them from the other 4 characters they announced when they first revealed the game. Why don't we talk about some of them? Like the Trapper, for example. Her name's Maggie.
Her name's Maggie,
She has a pet that will track the monster called Daisy. It will like point always in the direction of the monster.
And this is like a little alien dog.
Yeah,
and when
it's
you
really
land
cute.
on the planet, it just starts heading off in whatever direction it knows the monster is,
Yeah.
and everybody just kind of follows in line right behind it.
Yeah, and she uses harpoons to sort of trap the monster in place so he can't rush forward or get away. I mean, again, we only saw Goliath again, which was, you know, sort of, we haven't seen any new monsters. Hopefully we will at E3. But it was still really cool to see like very unique abilities for like the Trapper. Like she can throw a dome up that'll surround sort of an area, and you're trapped in that space with the monster.
Assuming you get the monster in there, because a couple times we dropped the trap and the monster was on the outside.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like, oh, we burned that opportunity.
Yeah, and you get a message that'll warn you and say, hey, you know, it got away, like too bad. And you know, okay, let me turn it off, save it, and run after it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like Lazarus. Lazarus is the new medic.
I like him too.
And in contrast to, I think Griffin is the previous medic, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So Lazarus now doesn't have a strong, like a direct healing ability, but he does have this AOE, like burst healing factor that he can throw out. And he can also bring other players, other hunters back from the dead. And I was using that left and right.
Yep.
If you can, if you're the monster, you got to get that guy out right away, right? Because otherwise, he's just going to keep resuscitating the other guys that you're killing.
Yeah, and wisely, like Lazarus has a sniper rifle, so he's able to engage from far away. And you know, we were getting coached while we were playing the game, and you know, one of the strategies they said to look out for was if Goliath took out a team member, he would camp the body just to draw out Lazarus. So you really have to be careful, and he can cloak and sort of hide himself a bit so he can approach carefully, but still you want to be absolutely careful. You don't get too close to that monster because he'll take you out. You're an easy target for him.
Totally. Yeah, and there are a lot of characters in this batch that seem to have real support-oriented abilities. Like Bucket's the new support class, and this is a robot who's got tons of personality, first off, right? Like I was really amazed at like how much character this guy has compared to some of the humans that we saw in some other games recently. Like, this guy's far and away much more personable, much more like engaging and charming. But his cool ability is that his head pops off, and then he can fly it around the level as a UAV, and can spot the monster. So he's able to go to places that you might not be able to get to as quickly, and kind of locate the monster and let the team know, like, hey, Goliath's over here. You know, come over here, bring your traps, bring your harpoons. We got to get this guy.
Exactly.
The trick is though, Bucket's body is over there, like completely defenseless.
It comes with a risk, and one of the things that I guess I didn't realize would evolve is that the levels that you play in, there are enemies and sort of wandering creatures. It almost has like a MOBA type mentality, even though no one has kind of said that, I feel like, at least from the 2K side or anything, where you have to be really careful because you may stop to peek at just a plant like on the side and it will just snatch you, and you're trapped in sort of a Left 4 Dead style, like someone has to come rescue you or this thing is going to kill you because you are basically ensnared by it. And yeah, so Bucket kind of puts himself at risk when, you know, you put him in UAV mode, but so it almost made me feel like a teammate had to stay with him. But at the same time, that's a worth it risk just to know where the monster is because you want to get to it before it evolves. Yeah.
Now, if you want to deal like loads of damage, though, if you're really focused on taking on the monster, we got to see Hyde, who was a new assault character. He's got a flamethrower. You played him a little bit too, right?
Yeah. No, actually, Hyde was the only one I didn't get to touch, but I did hear his flamethrower deals like it's the most the most damage in the game potentially, according to those guys.
Yeah. Well, I'll take this one since I did play him. Yeah. I mean, he's got this flamethrower mounted on his left hand. And it sort of cycles, so you can't use it all the time. But if you get in close, it's got this wide area of effect, and it just tears through any of the monsters that you come across in the game. The trick is, though, like you got to be super close. And Goliath, he's got this powerful fist and the ground stomp and all these things that like really, really threaten you if you're within like striking distance of him. So it's that interesting risk reward. I like what you say about Left 4 Dead though, because for me, like I got a glimpse of like Left 4 Dead when I first saw this game superficially, but it's so much more differentiated just in terms of the character abilities, and the MOBA comparison I think is apt too. So it's like the best parts of both of those games. You got the Left 4 Dead like cooperative multiplayer, but then it's got the MOBA differentiation where it's like you and I aren't good at the same things. Just our characters aren't good at the same things, so we got to work together on that.
Yeah, I think my only piece of feedback so far from the demo played great. I had an absolute great time with it. Was just I was sort of hoping for the coaching aspect of it. The way it was presented to us, right? We had someone kind of over our shoulder talking us through, hey, you should try this, you should do this. I feel like this game, because of it, the way it's designed as a multiplayer game, I just sort of wish that was built into the final game, right? To have someone who can observe the match as a spectator and be your monster coach, for example. Because the guy who was helping me out with Goliath, like that's a great way to reward a sense of, I don't know, of camaraderie or just of people sort of learning the game. Like teach people how to play by giving them that role, and give them achievements or whatever for it, trophies, I don't care. Like come up with some sort of currency or something that's valuable for doing that.
Yeah.
I think that would be really dope for a game like this, just because it's so cool as a multiplayer game.
Absolutely. Well, you do remember, like, before you hit the planet, when you're in the dropship coming down, they do tell you, like, they say, hey, look, Maggie is a trapper, and she's got this pet Daisy, and you need to follow her if you want to find the thing.
Yeah.
So they do a little bit of that, but I agree that the game could definitely use more of that if people are going to get the most out of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a great time playing Evolve. We're definitely going to check out more at E3. Hopefully there'll be a new monster, maybe, we don't know.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, really hoping for that.
They also just announced this game will be out October 21st, so you don't have that long to wait if you want to play it. So for more on Evolve and all things human monster hunter related, keep it locked to IGN.